You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Celebrity Apprentice After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV Celebrity Apprentice After Show.
Hello. That is my music right there. The music we know and love. What's up, podcasters listening to us, watching us? We appreciate it. And let me tell you one thing. Bing is for doing. Yeah, we have fun with that. Bing is for doing, and we are doing another AfterBuzz show right here in the AfterBuzz studios. This is for Celebrity Apprentice, season number 12, episode 10, and I would love to talk about it. One of the best shows out there as far as drive, dedication, you learn a thing or two, and there's a little bit of drama as well. But before we do anything else, let's say hello to us so you guys get to know who the panel is. My name is Ronnie Jr., and I'm sitting next to entertainment producer, and she blogs, and she does a whole lot. Her name is Alina Akram.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for listening.
All right, and we also have a comedy genius, a writer.
Oh my God. No.
She's incredible, and everyone else sweats.
It's not talking about me.
Everyone else says, "Oh, I'm not gonna sweat the small stuff. I'm just gonna be chill." Kristen says, "No, damn it, you better sweat it." Her name is Kristen Carney.
That's right.
Not corny.
That's right. Uh-oh, did I go out? Can you guys hear me?
Kristen, we can hear you.
Oh my God, there's
Yeah.
something wrong there.
There's something wrong
Okay,
with...
well, I can't hear anybody.
No,
I feel
okay.
really
You are all
awkward
good.
right
And creator of EatinAsian.com. This is a website that you must go to. You can buy product online. You can learn how... I can't cook, but I always go to EatinAsian.com so I can find out how to cook. It's not a porn site. It's an actual...
No, you can't learn to actually eat an Asian.
Wow.
But, I'm just kidding. Wow.
All right. So on with Celebrity Apprentice, but before we do anything, I real quickly wanted to at least make mention of our iTunes people. We are really enjoying all the interaction. So if you haven't done so, do us this favor, because we obviously put on 40 shows here for all your favorite TV programs. Go to the iTunes page and please comment and rate our show, because that actually does a lot for us, okay? So if you want us to do more after shows for you, like you also do Revenge, you also do Awake, you also do Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm doing every show here in the booth or whatever. That's all we ask of you. We don't charge here at AfterBuzz. You know, you download our stuff for free. So do us a favor, please. Is that cool? Okay, good. Legit. Too legit to quit. And we have a couple shout-outs first from our...
Yes, shout-outs to some of our followers. Chris Mingy, thank you so much.
Chris Mingy, yeah.
He shouts us out on Twitter. You guys, we love your comments and feedback, so keep it coming.
That's good. And you also have another person who's been tweeting our shows left and right.
Yes, Tony Rocha. Shout out to you. What was that?
I don't know.
I don't even know what that was. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for sending the tweet. Love tonight. Hope you're having fun in Brazil.
We definitely love the interaction. I was getting a lot of tweets from, obviously, when we had Aubrey in here, Aubrey O'Day Nation, all that good stuff. They are tweeting me when her music's coming out, all her interviews or whatever. So the interaction for Celebrity Apprentice After Show is actually really good. We love that. So let's talk about the episode. We do a little bit of the post-boardroom drama, as always. And Arsenio opens up with his perception of his team. He's got Teresa on one side, and he's got Aubrey on the other side. And he says, I got one that's damn near a genius, and I got one that is damn near not. So he's clearly not a huge fan of Teresa. I thought Teresa was going to get voted off today, is what I thought, because I thought it would be interesting.
Yeah. I don't think he's not a fan. He was just kind of stating a fact. So,
yeah.
And I don't think he was even trying to be mean. And I appreciate Arsenio's humor. He is good, one of my favorites on the show right now.
I thought it would be Teresa, only because, when they edit the show, we kept seeing every... maybe she's a genius. I don't know. Maybe she's a really smart, driven woman, this Teresa Giudice or whatever. However, every clip we saw, it physically looked like she had nothing behind those eyes. Like she really looked.
She had a lot of mascara in front of the eyes.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't cross. I didn't think that she. I don't know why. It didn't cross my mind that she was going to get let off tonight. Because you were talking about how bad would that be if she was voted off tonight. And the New Jersey Housewives premieres tonight.
Well, because the NBC Bravo connection. I thought maybe. I don't know.
Well, I don't think there was any way, even if Aubrey's team lost, that Teresa would have been voted off because Aubrey was gunning for Arsenio.
Yes.
Hardcore.
Well, and from the preview, they made it like Aubrey versus Arsenio. Aubrey versus, which really, we'll get to the end later. It wasn't even that bad.
There really wasn't that much. There wasn't really that much drama between Arsenio and Aubrey.
No, towards the end, no. It was a little.
Totally blew it up.
It was a little uncomfortable, I would say, within the task, which we'll get to in a second. Real quick, before we do any of that and get into the task, let's talk about the actual charity, the payoff. This was Lisa's charity payoff.
Yes.
She won. How much money did she win for this? This was the same as always, right?
I think it was 20.
Yeah, and this was for the Gay Men's Health Crisis Center.
Correct.
Or that was the organization or whatnot. We just watched the episode, so forgive us for not having all that information. But I like the payoffs. I think they're always fun. They're always entertaining and.
I think it brings a humanitarian element because it seems now the crew it's like they're definitely connected to their charity. It's not just they picked a charity because of this show. They all seem to be genuinely connected and they have a few years behind them working with the charity.
Except Adam Carolla did only pick his charity because he got on the show.
Was that
which
the
I just
Catholic
think is funny. I
boys?
just want to throw that in there. Yeah. He's like, I didn't think of a charity before.
Do you think he was just being funny with that though? Not to talk about
it was
Adam.
funny.
No.
Not in a bad way.
He's not a charity-driven guy. Someone said, "Do you want to do the show?" He said, "Yeah, sure." And they said, "Pick a charity." He's like, "Okay." It's not like he went into it knowing, but I just like to throw that in there because I think that's
Catholic
hilarious.
little boy school.
He's like,
just
"Who's
kidding.
Okay, all right."
You know what I'm going to throw in?
Oh, throw it.
All right, so here's the deal, right? So we just checked on Kristen's headphones, and they're not working. You know why? I think we've literally abused that headphone for so many. I mean, they've been around for a long time.
Phil, you know what it is? My brain has so many brain waves that just shoot out that it can't actually handle the amount of energy coming out of my head.
No. Those headphones have gotten a lot of use out of him.
All right.
And,
so do we have another set or?
No. Here's what I'm saying. Go ahead and take it off.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm wearing a corpse right now.
And here's the thing: we're gonna have to buy you new ones. And you know where we're gonna buy them on? We're gonna buy them online through Amazon. But Ronnie, go ahead and tell us something about Amazon.
Well, I mean, it's like, step it up a little bit because here's the deal. You're probably always going to be online and you make purchases. Alina, I was going to say, my brother, when we talk about Christmas shopping, he will never buy anything online anywhere. Or actually, he won't even go to the store. He's an online shopper. And he does go to places like Amazon. But what I'm learning through Phil, and this is a new thing with us, an affiliate program we have with Amazon, it's basically in the sense that you're already an online shopper. You already go to Amazon. Well, do it through us. Hook us up a little bit. Like, take care of AfterBuzz a little bit so we can continue to bring you great studios and 45 shows or whatnot by going to the AfterBuzzTV.com website, which you love. You chat on there. And then to also go on that banner. So you click through the banner. When you make the purchase that you were going to make anyway, like you were going to buy Kristen, I don't know, flowers or no, shoes. You were going to buy Kristen shoes.
Underwear.
On Amazon.
Yeah, on Amazon.
Razors.
You make sure you go through our page. That way we get paid. A little bit. Not a lot. A little bit.
Just enough to get some headphones, guys.
Yeah.
Help us out. Help us out.
Because I feel guilty. This great Celebrity Apprentice commentator and her no headphones.
Yeah.
But you still look ravishing, so
and
that's all
luckily
good.
my ears work, so.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Still do it. I can hang in there.
Anyways, we really do like Amazon, and we do like the idea that our AfterBuzz is growing. It's in such a short time. And to have this affiliate program with Amazon is very cool. So we just encourage you to do all your purchases that you would do anyway.
You don't have to shop with pants on. That's amazing.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Maybe that's why my brother doesn't like to go. Why do I always say grocery shopping? He doesn't like to go to the mall to buy, Christmas gifts and birthday gifts or whatever. But I like it. But I understand the convenience of it. It's all to the good. So I like Amazon, and I like that it's on our page as well. I think the whole deal is good, and we'll get you those headphones possibly.
Thank you, Ronnie.
And maybe
Thank you.
those shoes. All right. So Lisa with the charity payoff, and then we go to Donald Trump's amazing house, which. Is that really? I mean, I'm sure the location was great, but the decor is like
it's his apartment in Trump Towers.
Yeah, that's legit.
And it's gaudy as heck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I get the concept of the location and the pimp style and the view, but the gaudiness.
Louis the 14th, an ode to Louis.
That wouldn't feel like home to me. That wouldn't feel comfortable. How can you sleep in that when you have all this reflection of gold just like dinging out your eyeballs? But I do want to say that
I don't think they were in his bedroom.
Well, believe me,
It
there's
was
gold
a
in his.
He
There's
prob-
gold. His mattress is made out of gold.
His toilet is gold.
Yeah.
And it was probably
Oh my
story
gosh.
on
He
top of
shits
story
gold.
on top of story. He just owns that whole. He owns New York, is what it comes down to.
Right. But I do want to say that Aubrey, and I'm not trying to jump ahead, but in relation to Trump's apartment, Aubrey, when she was going through her concepts of what success means, she was trying to correlate it to happiness, and she said that Trump wouldn't go the route of money. But it's like, chick, did you not just walk out of his apartment?
Exactly.
He is all about the gold and the bling. He is not a humble, understated guy who's going for simplicity and happiness. So I thought Aubrey was off on that, but obviously
We will get
she
to
won,
that,
but-
of course.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, so-
absolutely. I just didn't like it. The look of it, gold. I didn't know what do you do in a. This didn't feel like a home. It felt like something you wear a robe the entire time and eat chocolate. I don't know, and talk with an accent the whole time. I don't even know what that means.
Smoke a cigar.
Yes, cigar smoking. Okay, so we're there, and then we meet the most interesting women, because these two ladies, their communication skills, were they nervous? It was Martine Reardon from Macy's, and then we had Kathy, I believe, Lawson, who works for Mr. Trump.
Well, I didn't think. I mean, I don't. Why are we talking about them?
It's
I didn't think that they were so bad. I mean, they're executives. They're not on TV.
Yeah, they were just.
I mean, he's got every show there's different executives. They're not necessarily TV personalities.
The show really
They're
shows.
just boring, is all I'm saying.
This show really shows off how boring executives are.
There you go. There's the connection. Yeah. I mean, yes, Kimlai, I understand they weren't trying to be entertainers. No, it just was sort of excruciating to watch them deliver
Right.
that message, because you were just like, I would rather see it said by Donald, which is just
She was trembling.
comical.
A bit.
We get George back from the originals. All the Apprentice fans would love
Yeah.
that. And then we get Eric Trump, who later will be flirted with, which we never would have saw that coming in predictions. And the basic concept is the new fragrance for Mr. Trump, which was called Success.
Oh God! Oh, the pain I experience when I hear that.
Why though, Kristen?
What do
It's
you mean?
cheese. It's cheesy.
agreed.
It's too obvious. It's cheesy. We get it. You're successful. You don't have to shove it down our throats like you do everything else. Like, it just, to me, they can come up with. You have so many marketing people around you. Come up with something a little bit.
What
more
else?
Unique.
Do you have anything off top that you can see?
He's throwing a Kevin Undergaro on me.
Huh?
He always says you have to have something better. If you're
no,
gonna
not at
justify-
all. No.
I like the cologne.
Yeah, I mean, cologne. It's all cologne to me is like desperation by someone famous. It's just like I find cologne to be so unoriginal. Scents, perfumes, like, we get it. You guys are rich and have nothing else to do with your time, and you're just gonna dish out
Make more money.
more scents. Like, that's so unoriginal to me. So I don't even want to throw out a better idea.
Yeah,
'Cause
it
I
is
just
sort
don't
of
like
it
the
is sort of
idea of doing
interesting with the
cologne.
idea of like males buying cologne. I mean, it does happen a lot, but I'm even thinking about like, and maybe I'm just not like a grown man like I should be, but I remember buying cologne in the heyday of like high school when everyone else bought it, and
Everyone
it
smelled like BO.
Yeah, no, well there was that, but also like Hugo Boss was so popular back then,
Right?
and you had to be like with it.
Obsession.
I just don't know.
Oh, I remember that one. Oh,
Obsession.
I remember that one.
And then Snoop Dogg had Cool Water cologne in his song. So I just don't. I don't know how big the market is for cologne. It's just more of a question. I'm not.
Well,
The
celebrity colognes and perfumes are everywhere.
That's
now.
right.
And you know what,
Every
you guys,
single
some
celebrity,
actually
musician,
smell
artist.
really, really good. Like Paris Hilton's, by the way, just does actually smell good. But like if someone asks,
Oh, is that a?
what is that perfume? It's like, oh, I got
You
it
don't want to
from
say
Paris.
You don't want to
Well,
say
wait,
Paris
is hers-
Of course
Is
not.
it-
I never say
Right.
that.
Her
That's
perfume's
tacky
called.
to me. But
It-
if something smells good, and you know what, good for them for marketing, because you guys don't know when you're at a different level in your careers. When you become Lisa Lampanelli, and someone says to you,
Hers is
"Let's
nice.
design a perfume," and you're gonna be like, "Oh my
Of
God,
course
what
I
a creative
would.
process!" So you can't really fault him for. You know what? He's a genius marketer. And he's going to continue to market. There's no level. You don't stop just because you make a certain amount of money.
He's a genius
know?
money maker, so he's going to do anything that's
Of
going to bring him
course.
more.
Kristen,
Of
it did,
course.
yeah,
All
and
that
it,
gold is a lot of money.
and it
so.
did match the brand. The brand is success. It's exactly who we know him as. So for him to have something called
It's just-
humble.
I hope it smells
Yeah,
good.
okay,
I wish
but
we
I'm
had
telling
it.
you this: if I ever met a guy and said he was wearing "Success" by Donald Trump, he'd be out the freaking door.
Oh, okay.
Instantly, like cheese ball.
So
He
no.
would
As long as you
Not
buy
like
it.
if you wear it,
Oh,
don't
as
tell
long as
anyone.
you buy it through the AfterBuzz
if you buy it
TV
through AfterBuzz
website,
TV, I'll
it sort of
sleep
makes
with
it
you.
okay. Yeah, go through our
Oh
Amazon
my
link,
gosh.
the banner, and
Oh my
you
gosh,
may even get a
okay.
discount. Who knows? Anyway, let's talk. Now I almost want to buy cologne. It's just you guys are really selling me on it in some weird way. Let's talk about the two leaders, project managers.
Yes.
So we have Clay, who sort of stepped up for Forte, but he really didn't step up. Penn, we found this out more later in the episode, although we did see Penn talk to, his little on the fly camera interview or whatnot. He does say, I don't feel like to be the winner of this show that I should be project manager. And
Penn?
then, Penn said that.
Said
and then later on in the boardroom, he stated, or Clay threw him under the bus in a weird way, defended himself, I guess we should say, and saying, Penn chose not to do it, and he suggested I did it. So,
yeah, I noticed that Penn said he's not comfortable with the task, so he didn't want to be project manager. But it was kind of funny because later we see he kind of takes over the whole task.
He took over.
So why not just be project manager?
Which and we should
Clay
not
had bigger balls, as he mentioned.
I know that was funny, and we shouldn't jump to boardroom, but I mean it does make sense. Like you can't be the person who says this is not my appropriate task, and then throw that person. And your only defense for you not going home is because that person was a project manager. Well, you told him to do it, and you said I don't want to be it. So.
I think when people choose to be project managers, I don't think they foresee the ideas that they might have. I think they feel scared of it at first and want to back down because when they first hear the project, they might not have a million ideas in their head. But once they sit down and they can calm down and write some things down, all of a sudden they're like, oh, wait, maybe I do have ideas. So I think if they could choose project manager, maybe like on their own time when there's not the pressure of the cameras with Donald there, maybe they would make different decisions on who would be the project manager.
Well, and I know you're supposed to choose off what you feel the most comfortable as, like this relates to me. But here's what I'm gonna say. Okay, Kimlai knows everything about cooking. I don't know anything about cooking, but I'm going to say I'm not going to hesitate to be the project manager should she not want to be it. If she wants to do it, obviously it's more in her, what did they keep saying, wheelhouse. But this is what I'm saying, like career-wise strategy, being that great project manager, I'm not hesitating to be the project manager even though I don't know how to cook. That's not what it's about. You're not being judged on like what the task is. You're being judged on how well you utilize Kimlai for what she does, Kristen for her humor, Alina for her beauty. It's like that's
right, but if that's the case, then I don't think Clay utilized Penn to his ability. So,
well, he sort of took the idea because Penn's
idea. Yeah, he did take.
I think it's hard though when you have somebody like Penn. I mean, to brainstorm. I mean, well, unless the editing was just showing it that way, but I mean, very similar to Aubrey. In regards to putting out the ideas.
Yeah.
So they weren't able to really go through the whole brainstorming process where they could have the ability to come up with something else because he was so adamant about his idea. And like Clay said, it's like he'll tell you the idea once, and then he'll tell you again, and then he'll tell you again. And he'll just keep drilling it home. And so you're kind of like, okay, we've wasted all our brainstorming time, so we're just going to go with that idea.
Right.
But as a project manager, here's my question to you. As a project manager, do you give up? I mean, you do have the ultimate say.
I think he thought about it, Clay. I think he thought about it, and it sounded like a good idea.
Like they said, all boardroom, I hate to bring it up, it was the consensus. I can't
You really hate to bring it up.
Jeez,
if you decide to buy a dictionary, go through AfterBuzzTV.com and click the banner for Amazon, and that's where you can buy it.
Tonight,
I'm going to buy you
have me nervous.
dictionary and you shoes.
But yeah, so basically I thought everybody thought Penn had a great idea, so he just went along with it, and especially because he was so adamant about it.
And in Penn's credit, to his credit, I really liked the slogan, and I liked his ideas, and he did have good ideas that they also liked, and I think Clay was right to use this idea, because I don't think they would have come up with anything better.
It wasn't a bad idea.
We didn't really hear anything else that was thrown around.
It was called You Earned It. And we'll get to the other, just so we don't forget about this, and I'm sure Kristen will have a lot to say about the other project manager. We'll get to Unanimous and Aubrey in just a second, but I want to go through everything that we saw with Clay, which in comparison, editing-wise, was not as much. We saw way more what was going on with the other team, but we did see You Earned It, which was by Penn. The cityscape, I actually asked you guys before we started broadcasting, I was like, was the cityscape part of what they needed? And no, both teams actually just decided that on their own. So I guess that's a representation of Donald Trump and him owning that I am Mr. New York City. So I thought that was kind of cool. And that was Penn's idea also, right?
Yes. It was also his idea to use the cologne as windows, which I thought was really smart. It looked really pretty in the display.
It did.
And I don't think he got as much credit for that as he should have gotten.
I thought they were doing actual windows again. I thought they were doing windows at the department store. Yeah. So I was surprised when I saw them doing the presentation in the conference room.
Yeah, just straight up display.
Like,
that would be.
I guess a display that would be in the cosmetics department?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Probably right in the middle.
Nonetheless, it's like, does it sell or not? One of the questions Diana had, or not questions, ideas she had initially was she wanted to be naked. So that was the way she was going to sell what success is. And the funniest thing about this entire team, and we'll get to who won and lost, I guess, kind of later, but Diana ends up being a major focal point of what success is within the Forte team. And I just feel like Donald and the producers or whoever, his team, they're not going to allow, this is just my honest opinion, they're not going to allow the success image to be kind of like earning a hot girl, because that's exactly what Donald Trump has done with all his wives. And I just feel like there was a major connection within that. Why they lost is kind of how I saw it.
I think this whole Celebrity Apprentice season is just Donald Trump planning to marry Diana. He's planning his next marriage.
Right.
Oh my God.
There's your reality show.
Once
Okay.
his
The
other
views
wife
expressed
gets
herein are
old.
those of
You
the
know
host
what? I'm
only
going
and
to
do
tell
not
you why they
necessarily
lost.
reflect the views
you
of
guys,
AfterBuzz TV or
because
its
if
owners
you
or
look
principals.
at the rules of the game, they didn't talk about the pricing. The logo was horrible. They couldn't find. It's not just what the logo said. They couldn't find the slogan. I'm sorry, the slogan. They couldn't find it. Having the picture was way too big. I mean, it was a little
was huge.
overpowering. They didn't tell you anything about the product. Nothing. The size of the bottles, the price points, who the
presentation
demographic was.
terrible.
Nothing was said.
Where was Lisa?
Exactly.
So-
that's what I was
She was
gonna say. I'm
spying.
so
She was
surprised.
spying on the other team.
Yeah, Lisa, I think, would have been the one person to catch on to all those little nitpicky things that she didn't see at all, and she didn't get, she didn't get pulled into this mess, but I think she should have noticed that stuff.
but you guys,
Or even the presentation, she could have at least spoken up when they're like, well, do you have anything else
right?
to say?
But you know what? I think the strategies are now coming into play. There's 7 people left. And you know
7.
what? If I'm going to let you, project manager, you're not doing really well today. You know what? These weren't even my ideas. You're not doing really too well. So these two are going to get fired. I'm not going to put that much more effort into it.
Which is
now
why-
my strategy is, you know what? I'm going to let you guys fall.
Lisa's too smart to just stay quiet.
Yeah, but she's been emotional, and you made the prediction. Kimlai made the prediction that she's going to back up. She had to back up
she
today.
had to back up at least one episode.
And here's my
'cause
only-
we know
Head
it's,
would
it's
explode.
just this episode.
Here's my only issue with the backing up all the time is like they got to back up, but you still got to contribute. Like if Lisa was just kind of doing nothing, but
she did. She spied
That's what she did.
while
Right?
eating popcorn.
They should have brought but they couldn't tell because the other
Yeah.
team didn't see, Forte didn't see her spying, so they couldn't have brought it up.
That's
So-
true.
Or I mean, unanimous.
This
didn't see her
team,
spying.
this team wasn't that interesting in comparison. I do know that Diana made a comment about we should have the an availability for people to take the fragrances, for the display within
A pamphlet.
Yeah, a pamphlet, something. I guess the actual
A
term.
walk away, because
a
you
walkaway.
always want to leave with something. If you're selling a product, you want them to
Especially
leave
cologne
looking
and
at it or
perfume.
smelling
So here's the
it.
question: why didn't Clay listen to her with that? Why do you guys think?
I feel like he was a lot under pressure, and he didn't want to deal with doing something new. And they don't really respect her. We've seen it all throughout
Right.
the show.
When it comes from Diana, no matter really what it is, they dismiss it. But
Yeah.
she does say everything kind of late. She was too busy talking about like the tie with boobs than she was thinking about something like that.
Yes.
So
She just wants to be naked. That was super funny.
Yeah. She doesn't get much attention, even if it is very positive and it could help out. She doesn't get the respect a little bit.
am I the only one who thinks that Diana just happens to have good ideas by luck? Like I feel.
Oh, I don't think you love her as much.
No,
That's-
I like
her.
Diana. I honestly
okay.
I like everyone on the show, and I'm not a person who's out. I'm never even about anything, but I like everyone on the show. I'm honest, and I see like their faults or whatever. So I just think Diana was someone that happens to just slide by luck. And I think that's what happened tonight. She had that idea. It just kind of like, I don't know, I was lucky. And I'm sure I'll get beef for that comment, but I just think that's.
And she
kind of
just
her.
always gets so much credit for the very little work she does. Like today, she posed for the picture, and Donald Trump was Diana did great tonight. Lisa said she did great. Great. I'm like,
But
come
it's
on.
like
guys,
when a little kid's playing t-ball, no matter what he does, you're like, oh, that was really good. And I think that's what they're doing with Diana.
Well, then strategy-wise, it's almost a smart thing. If I'm project manager and I know Diana just rocks it, Donald loves everything, all things Diana. I think it's a smart idea, to be honest with you, to make this big display with her photo. But again, I think he didn't choose. I think it was chosen as that not being the winner because it was too close to home with Donald and success meaning hot girl. Like
Yeah.
is what I really, really think.
You think that
even though that wasn't on the show, that's what I think happened behind the scenes.
Do you think that even though he didn't have anything to do with the judging, do you still think it was him? Do you think it was him?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, my views are yes.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Because Donald did say I didn't
Kimlai
have,
doesn't agree, but
I don't agree because Donald did say, I mean, this wasn't up to me, but I liked your slogan, kind of, the you earned it. So I think that he didn't really have any say, and I don't think he was interpreting it as the woman's success. I think maybe the CEOs or the clients were maybe paranoid about that, and then they said, we don't want a woman because maybe Donald Trump would find that offensive. But
Question for
I don't think it was him.
question for our iTunes people. You earned it. Is that pompous? Like, comment and rate our page, please. Like, is that pompous?
It's
Tweet us us. Let us know.
It's
How is-
pompous.
I guess I get it. but-
It's pompous if you put the word bitch at the end.
You earned
You
it.
earned
the
it,
way
bitch.
the way
Like-
you said it, it's when you feel you're entitled. You know, I mean, it's one thing to earn a living and work really, really super hard. Absolutely, you earn things, but to start feeling like you're entitled, and I think that the marketing directors they just felt that I mean, you guys have to remember they're trying to market to a mass group of people. Okay, and so you have to look, who's their demographic? It's 18 to 35-year-olds.
Yes.
What have you earned between 18 and 35? You've earned it? Really? No.
Should have been.
You
You're,
have to
you're,
come
you're
on.
earning it.
People don't really make it until generally later on. And so to use that slogan and try to target that demographic, it does sound pompous because you haven't earned it yet.
Yes, and when you hear successful
You know?
people, they don't say, "Oh, I earned it." They say, "I worked really hard."
Exactly.
That
So
sounds
that
completely
slogan in
different
itself.
than you earned it.
Yeah.
But guys that would wear
And they have to think of these things. It's not, they have to think of these things.
But guys that would wear this cologne, I don't think would be offended by that slogan because
No.
I think they'd all believe in themselves that they did earn it. And I think that's a powerful statement because it's very personal. It's like, I earned it. I spent all this time. I've
Earned
left my
success.
family behind. Like, they make
But
a lot
the
of
majority of
sacrifices.
buyers are
And
women.
Trump is confident.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
But you're right. The name of it, because you remember how you didn't like the name being success. It's hard to come up with a tag for what success is and not sound pompous. I mean, how do you sound?
Aubrey's wasn't pompous.
I'm just saying it's difficult. I mean, that's why the you earned it thing didn't strike me initially. I mean, I guess I could sort of see it. But anyways, let's talk about Aubrey because that was the most editing we saw. We saw a lot of her.
Wow.
And I'm not sure Kristen loved every aspect of what Conva. What was it?
convoluted.
I was learning words. So this is her second time against Clay. She's for Team Unanimous, and she's
Yep.
really adamant about beating Clay. So they're talking about success. She immediately goes into Aubrey mode, which I love and appreciate because she's just such a leader. But not everyone loves and appreciates it, is what it came down to. Arsenio did ask her what success meant, and she named a bunch of things. And what was your reaction to that, Kristen?
Well, that was actually different. The convoluted statement I made was actually to her idea. It wasn't to her definition of success. But her definition of success, I said earlier on when we just first started talking, that it was just happiness and peacefulness and being okay with yourself. I just thought that wasn't true with the Trump brand.
Absolutely, you're right.
Absolutely
Trump
correct.
helicopters, gold.
Like if it was
Flowers.
happiness,
Just
Trump
happy.
would have stopped 20 years ago and
don't
we wouldn't have
have-
the show. So
Yeah, perhaps she just thought of it as more like what is a term of success? Because you're right, that doesn't match his.
No, I agree with you on that because I think Arsenio was asking her personally, I mean, just like when they were doing their presentation, and she said, "What's your personal of success? What's your thing? What is your idea of success? Being a good father." It's like,
but she was pulling her idea of success into his brand.
Exactly.
So it doesn't
she-
mix.
Yeah, she was trying to figure out because she's like, that's too obvious.
Well,
Just do a
more-
bling,
for
bling
the
thing.
boardroom, I will get because and this who knows where we agree on this, but I will say I do appreciate somebody who steps outside of the norm as far as the obvious what success means. Now it does get a little tricky because yes, Arsenio asked her a specific question on what success is for her, and she's talking about being evolved and how happiness is more important. But at the end of the day, the presentation was okay. Arsenio stepped
the
in, she stepped in.
presentation was good.
But I did think, just like George, and unfortunately, I was such an Aubrey fan, but no, I thought she took control. Not everyone liked that, but her display did look like a Rolls Royce, like a grill of a.
wasn't it
Like a
Oh, so that wasn't
sad
intentional?
Rolls-Royce.
It looked like a high school project.
No.
Yeah. It looked like because they were in the
I kind
van.
of thought it was because Rolls Royce. I mean, that is
Yeah, no, it wasn't intentional. But when they
Money.
were in the van,
money.
when they were in
Love
the van, they made a point to say we can't have this look like an art project, and it did end up looking like a high school art project.
Wait, who said that? This was.
This was like Teresa and Aubrey.
Aubrey,
Okay,
yeah.
Aubrey said it in the van.
You guys, let's not forget that while she sent Arsenio and Teresa out, she's the one who designed that whole
Yeah.
thing by herself. There was no brain.
What did she think when
What
they
was
said
she
it lacked
doing?
creativity?
I
She
know.
probably burst
yeah,
inside.
she
When what?
short circuited.
Oh my gosh.
They said her
Oh,
the
you're talking about in the
display
boardroom?
lacked creativity. Yeah,
Can we
Well,
talk?
she has enough confidence throughout the whole episode, so I don't think she
she
worried
has
about
a lot
that.
of confidence, and you know what? I don't mind that she's bossy and she takes control, but I just don't like that she threw her teammates under the bus and she's
Wow.
so quick to take.
So
all
adamantly
Do you guys
did
remember?
she do
Do
that?
you remember when she was sitting here and I said?
That shows very, very
Well, real
small
quick.
character.
I
will say.
I did say yes because she was agreeing with even me that it is sort of difficult to defend or rep Aubrey because she even knows herself, like she'd make some actions that are just out there, and that was the
I
one
like
that I
her,
just had.
but
No,
it's
that
just-
was the one that that was the most difficult. There was nothing I could do to defend Aubrey's, because
Tonight?
not the whole episode, but you definitely shouldn't look to Eric Trump
Trump and
and say.
I'm a
hoping
one-man team.
Was that the quote? Jeez,
Yeah,
Aubrey.
that's what she said. I
It
even
was
wrote it down.
very-
I'm a one-man team.
It was very shisty. It was like, it was immature. It was shisty. It was gross, and it wasn't diplomatic. And she
No.
said it when they didn't have a chance to defend themselves, which is the bad thing.
And remember, I was telling you, it's like in her mindset, I guarantee you, because Eric saw right through him. But and so did Ivanka. Remember last time? But you have Ivanka and Eric. People like that are on a different mindset. They know how to play the game. They've been in the business for a long time. They're smart. They're strategic.
They're
they
not
are
intimidated.
leaders. Aubrey does not have that background, and while she's still learning, I think in her mind, she thought that by doing this and throwing people under the bus, that's going to get her some brownie points. Because she's like, I'm telling you, I'm a one-man show, and I'm doing this all by myself. Look at me. I'm here by myself.
I think a little bit of it is also
no.
her. She's very good at giving you great television, and Alina and I had talked about that a little. So I'm not sure that these are like 100% like what she's. I'm not gonna say she's not passionate about what she said.
It might just be good TV.
I'm saying that she knows when she walked downstairs. Do we know for sure? Was she gonna leave the show? I don't know. Or was that good TV? Like, she's such a powerhouse, you guys. And at the end of the day, that is to be respected because she plays the game and she plays television and she wins. And she does a display that wasn't as good as the other people. This is all I'm going to go on with her. That wasn't as good as the other people, but pretty much smokes them because they didn't know how to present what it is that they tried to sell. So that is why
she
she
didn't smoke them. It was actually really close. I mean,
Well,
I'm just
in the
saying.
presentation,
Well, in the
though,
presentation, she did
But
because
what they were actually judged
and
on.
going off that, why did Lisa not step up? Who was saying that? Yeah,
I
Lisa.
did. Lisa.
Lisa should have stepped up for Clay, and I mean somebody.
Yeah.
was
She
like
knows how to improvise. That was the
Oh
whole
my
last show
gosh.
was improvising.
If I'm in a display ad
Nobody,
with
you
Kristen
guys.
and I don't speak, I'm hoping Kristen has my back. I'm definitely
Penn
having your
and
back.
Lisa are both sharp. Like, there was crickets in there. They should have stepped up. They totally lost it because of that.
Which may be what,
couldn't believe
which
it.
may be what
Thank
Kimlai is saying is it's strategy time. It is like I'm
Yeah.
fine with him going because it is way too close
Yeah.
and there's no Lou Ferrigno anymore.
Yeah.
This episode should be called the No Lou Ferrigno Zone. You know? 'Cause
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I want to go back to Aubrey's
your favorite.
I want to go back to Aubrey's creativity and tagline and all that kind of stuff. She and Arsenio, whoever wants to duke it out to say that they actually came up with the line, was trust your instincts. And I just want to point out that personally, I mean, I overanalyze everything, but personally, I think
This was brilliant.
Trust your instincts. You're dealing with cologne here, and having the word stink around, even though it's spelled totally differently, having the association with stink next to a fragrance is not really the way I would go. And I think I focus on small details, and I think that was a detail that subconsciously people might see, oh,
Krista's
smell,
never going to
stink,
hear this,
instinct,
but she's solid
you know?
as a rock.
Hold on 1 second.
She's solid as a rock.
You're solid as a rock.
As a rock.
As a rock.
See, that was
I
you
saw
saying.
it as a rock.
You're solid as a rock.
Oh, thank you, Phil. Thank you.
So he likes that.
Oh, yay. I couldn't hear. I didn't
You guys get the double entendre.
Yes.
Entendring it up. Yes, I'll spell that later. I did think that was so interesting that you did point that out. I went way over my head. So you were instincts, but nobody had a problem with it.
Nobody
Just
brought
you?
it up.
Just
Well,
no,
it's
no, no.
Donald
it.
Trump's
Hey, I'm
thing,
unique.
So how are they going to go against it?
Yeah.
He literally said it. And I think that was like the ADP website or something that one of the things he has a hand in.
Oh, okay. But that was brilliant of you to even see that marketing-wise. But I guess because if you sweat the small stuff all the time, you would see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just little nitpicky things that I always see. So
I'd go to sweatsthesmallstuff.com every
That'd
single
be a
day.
good
and-
sweat the small stuff with Kristen.com because
You should work on getting a banner that says Amazon and tie it into your site, just like AfterBuzzTV.com has on our
Yeah.
site. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay. So the one comment I don't think you guys loved either by Aubrey, which I called it a hashtag type of comment, mini Trump, and I think it became a hashtag. Which
I feel like she's made Trump the mini Trump, and she is now the Trump.
boss. She's a boss. I love Aubrey.
She's taken him down.
She's definitely confident if you want to call it
Do you know
that.
what I thought though, as far as Aubrey and this, and just how much negativity she gets around her because people really just get annoyed by her? I'm thinking every girl that she was in making the band with, they're like, I saw that. Like there's probably like a handful of people who are talking right now saying, yep, Andrea Fimbris from Mega the Band was like, I saw that first. It's just
I wonder if Diddy's watching and what he thinks.
Diddy will respect her. I guarantee he still has a respect factor because she is ultimately getting her presence known, and Diddy is very much like Trump in that way. Is what I honest to God think. But we should see. We should tweet him.
Yeah, we
I
saw
know,
Diddy
let's
make his
tweet
own
Diddy.
vodka.
Yeah. Oh, Diddy sells stuff too. His fragrance. What? I don't have the exact quote, but
Diddy is the
It's
highest
good.
grossing rapper ever.
It smells really good.
it's like called, but it's called like sex or
Unforgettable.
something. or-
No,
Oh.
it's that Usher's. I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Something like
Nixon.
that.
Okay, well, I wanted to say something real quick about Aubrey. I thought
Shocker.
I thought she did have a really good idea when she wanted to use Eric Trump's picture. But I thought she was going to do it in a way. I thought it was going to be very similar to what they did using Diana.
Right.
The silhouette, that kind of, it was like,
Fourth grade.
silhouette?
To me, it looked.
What is that?
The execution was
No,
it
yeah,
was
it was
cheesy. It was like
very,
fourth grade
very
silhouettes.
cheesy.
Remember how we just talked about initially Donald's, obviously where he lived, the real estate itself. Oh my, incredible. But the design, like not for Ronnie. When it was not for Ronnie Jr. I'm talking about Donald Trump's his apartment when they all got to go to his place at the very beginning, his penthouse. It's beautiful, but the look of it was not aesthetically pleasing to Ronnie, right? I thought the same kind of equivalent with her thing. Like it was great ideas to have little Trump looking up at big Trump, but it just it didn't look that good.
I thought the silhouette looked like Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh my
You know how he
Lord.
stands like at that side, like and like birds are flying over him. I don't know if you guys go vintage, go back, you'll see.
Do you guys have any ideas of what you would have done with that same idea? Because I do like the idea of little Trump looking up to big Trump. I would have maybe.
Eric just should have been the model, like Kimlai said. Like he should have
thought it
been the model. He's a successful young man.
I bet you he was disappointed
I
too
bet
because
you
that was his
Donald
modeling
thinks he's
debut.
handsome.
I know, and no one
horrible.
told him it was good. No one was like, "Oh, good job, Eric." Everyone was like, "That's not that good," and it's like you got to
Like,
take that
it
person
doesn't
a little.
look- well, no, he shouldn't take that person because they all said it doesn't even look like him. You can't even tell that's
Yeah.
Eric.
I do like
You
though
know?
that they Aubrey and Teresa both stressed that this is a faceless, like your person, your niche, they're faceless people, and I kind of like that. Like having like a man silhouette, you don't know who he is, but he looks
It could be
prominent. 'cause he's
anybody.
looking up and
I'm like,
Oh,
so I kind of
that's
like
kinda
that.
like
I
the-
thought it came across cheesy, but I like the
are
idea
you thinking
behind
like
it.
this a little? Like that's kind of silhouette.
No, I think what
No,
she
just
made,
the
what she said
straight
is
out
interesting because
faceless.
that's like you were saying about Paris Hilton. Oh, I like the fragrance, but I don't want to call it Paris. So by putting him in there, that throws that off a little bit. Is that
Yeah.
kind
Hey,
of?
y'all,
kind
that
of.
silhouette was cheesy.
It was
You
cheesy,
know,
it came across cheesy, but
I feel like I love the
behind it.
idea. Execution, I don't. An idea, just this is right off the top, that I would try to go with is I'd go with some things that are already kind of moving and grooving and kind of something right now. I'd go a la the whole, I'd use Eric too, but I'd go like the Instagram tinting. You know, every picture now is antiquely tinted. That's like a big thing. It's very
That's outside of the box.
Oh no, and then I'd also tie it in with the whole like. To
Just
me,
kidding.
we're we're very a lot of shows now are like Mad Men and it's Magic City. Everything's very classic now, so I feel like that's where I would have went with that same concept. I know that's a little bit.
You know what I would do, and I don't normally throw out like my own idea of what I would have done, but I kind of like the idea of having it encased in like like having the display as a casing of maybe like a library where it's like you see all these very like books that are full of knowledge and are the way people become successful by learning and growing. And I think that would have been cool to maybe encase it in like a book or something. I don't know. That's just me saying that right now off the top of my head, and people will be like, you're stupid, but that's what I like.
No one thinks you're stupid. Anyways, I would have done Instagram / Mad Men / Success and build it all together. That's where I would have went with it because I think it would have connected.
Yeah, tip.
And maybe I would have been in the boardroom. But either way, the
Your
judging.
guys' displays would have been at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah, that's true.
And those don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Judging, unanimous. They said the people, these interesting women that were executives, they said it lacked creativity. I'm just going off what you said earlier.
You and these women. I don't even know why we're even talking about them.
they were just so quiet.
Get to the meat.
And then Forte was criticized as pompous because of the "you earned it" comment.
Yes.
So those were really the judging.
Oh, you guys.
notes.
You got to give Teresa credit because that woman, she did try to stay busy because when Aubrey
did
took
stay
it over, I mean, they were just standing there. Aubrey really did make this a one-man show. And they were both, Teresa stayed busy. She went and started painting and she was in her little 5-inch stilettos.
You got to give her credit. She doesn't sit there and question Aubrey. No, why should I do
No.
that?
She didn't throw
does
under
what
the
she's
bus,
asked to
nothing.
do, and she works hard, and she freaking painted in a tight skirt and pumps.
Yeah, I do feel bad for Arsenio in a way because I do feel like Aubrey is cornering him into putting him into a corner where he really can't say much because it's Aubrey's idea, and then if Arsenio says anything, she turns it down, but then she says she's a one-man show. So I feel like Arsenio, it just has his hands tied behind his back and he can't really do much, and he just kind of has to take it up the.
I think he knows to just.
Well, he should do what you said,
it.
the strategy thing. At this point, if Aubrey is that annoying to you, Arsenio, you at this point, like Kimlai was kind of saying, you back up. You just kind of go with it
It's not
because
worth it right
because
now.
she's
At this
so
point, just
because.
keep arguing.
But that's why I feel bad with him because I
Why,
just feel like
why would you feel bad? You have a
do
better
anything.
chance to stay in the game because you know she's gonna say I did this, so you guys lost if they would have lost. So you did 15 things, and that's why you lost. You're going home. It's really a no-brainer.
Yeah.
If Arsenio could hold it together, which I give him credit because he actually put his ego aside because I know he wanted to tell her, redhead, listen.
It was funny how he hates Aubrey, but yet he liked her vagina on his neck.
Yes.
He's
yeah.
still a
Oh my
man.
gosh.
He's still a man.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about Arsenio. He's too smart. He's smart. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. There's something about him that I just want to hug.
What do you
him.
think about that chemistry with her on?
When they were doing the project?
They were doing something. No.
Or when she was taking the picture, you mean, of the cityscape?
Just a fun,
playful. It's fun.
moment. It was so early in the task that they were
TV.
able to still be. Yeah, it was good TV.
Like you mentioned.
And it was so early in the task that I think they were both like, we're not really gonna like each other for much longer.
Right, we might as well do it now.
Let's
And
have
that could
fun
have
with
been,
this.
you guys, that could have been an idea. The producers came up with, they said, oh my God, let's try this. We have no idea what goes on behind the scenes. That probably wasn't Aubrey's idea. Aubrey, if that was your idea, girl, tweet us.
She's so entertaining. I'm sure it was.
I don't know whose
Him too,
idea. You know, it could have
Yeah.
been the producer's idea. Just like Adam Carolla was saying, you know, when they were telling him the different ideas to do. It's,
yeah.
You know, it's reality TV, but it's not reality.
Yeah.
We haven't seen who's driving the
reality.
van. I want to see who's driving the van. This poor person, whoever's
PA,
driving.
that's $8 an hour. Who's
Yeah.
probably blogging right now. I'm gonna tell you what really
It's
happened.
probably the secretary.
Oh, the
The
girl.
little blonde girl.
Oh yeah, the one that also works for
Something
Ivanka.
tells me she doesn't know how to drive.
Let's jump into the boardroom. We'll go do a commercial in a second here, but let's jump into the
Okay.
boardroom quickly. There wasn't a lot of drama in the boardroom.
No.
Lisa compliments Diana. A little bit of a shocker. I think Lisa was just trying to show her growth, maybe. I don't know.
She's very quiet tonight. Very quiet.
Another shocker. Aubrey compliments her team as a family. I was a little bit.
that was a
That's
little bit of a shock.
effed up family. I wouldn't want to grow up in that house.
I was kind of surprised that Eric Jr. did bring up how she said I was a one-man team and all that, but he didn't really
go into
I
it.
know.
Yeah, I was hoping he was going to kind of spill the beans.
The way
thought
Ivanka did. Ivanka kind of called her out
Yeah.
and shed light on really what she was actually doing or saying. And Eric kind of let it go because I think Eric thinks there might be a little chance of maybe
Well,
later
she
in the
definitely
night.
flirted.
Yeah.
Wait, Eric thinks that? Oh, gosh, Donald would
please.
disown him.
That wouldn't have. Come on.
Well, when
know what I
Aubrey was here,
realized?
she said she really liked the Trump boys. Like,
Yeah, she
Who
had a
wouldn't?
crush.
yeah, she said she had a crush.
Who wouldn't?
Well, his teeth.
I wouldn't.
Eric is interesting because he looks like the other Trump. What's his name? The young Donald Jr.
Yeah.
Except he looks antiquely tinted, like an Instagram
He
photo.
does.
Sorry, I
He
just
does.
he looks like tinted a little bit. They look exactly the same.
He's like a glow.
Unnecessary roughness.
Sorry, I'm just pushing this whole Instagram antiquely tinted
I
thing.
know. Are you getting paid by Instagram?
No, I just think it's funny that every single photo we take in life now is antiquely tinted, and then
I
you meet somebody in
know.
real life, and you're like, oh, you have regular skin. You know, it's kind of weird.
You're absolutely
let's not
right.
even
That's
go into that
why I
comment of
would.
regular
That's
skin.
why I would have went with the. Anyway, that would have
We are
been. That's what.
digressing
That's how I would have
way too
won
much,
as
you guys.
success. So there is a funny hairline comment. I thought that was great. Donald jumps into it, and then George jumps into it because they're talking about
We
the
can't
difference.
even see Donald's hairline, though. That's the thing. It's so covered
Yeah, I
up
thought
by
that
whatever
was
the shape was. But it was
a
a
little
funny
odd
comment.
when he made the comment of whose hairline was better.
We haven't seen it ever.
I love
It's covered.
George. He's so dry.
Yeah, I like George a lot.
I'm glad
I
he's
do
back.
too.
Well, at least for this episode.
I'm just getting so much more into his kids that George is nice, and who was the other lady from before? From the earlier
Oh,
season.
Donald's kids. I'm sorry. I
George-
thought you
no,
meant
no.
George's kids. I'm like, what?
No, I'm saying George is interesting to bring him back. He was from the original, apprentice shows back in the Omarosa days or whatnot. But I like the kids. I don't know. That dynamic has won me over. And now when you go back to the originals, they're great. But
I don't think he's coming back for. I think he just stepped in. I'm pretty sure. I'm hoping. I
Because
hope.
Donald couldn't be there or something.
And yeah, I think Donald and Ivanka are taking a break.
Yeah.
Maybe they have other things to do. Eric's
That's when they were on
there,
that hunting
so.
trip.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we got Aubrey sort of dissed Penn's idea is what I wrote in my notes. Okay, that was going off of that Penn's idea was the hot woman, whatever, and
Typical
then
perfume ad.
I feel like that was a quote that somebody in this room said. I'm not really sure who said that, but that's how I wrote it down. Did any of you? No,
I didn't say
no.
it.
That was my thought. No, I don't think it was my thought.
And I don't even think she meant that in a mean way. I mean, I do think that she was in the process in her mind, and verbally, she was defending what was going on, and she knew she had to really put it out there, and she was trying to show Donald Trump that how out of the box her idea was,
Yeah.
since she was a one-man show, how out of the box her idea was, and so in doing that, throwing Penn's idea under the bus only because she's not doing what everyone else would do, which is why'd I look at that book? Which was to put a girl on the front cover, of the perfume. Everybody does that. Everybody that has perfume does that. And so she was showing that
he-
she
he-
doesn't
It was a
do
valid
that.
point.
And here's what she does.
I don't think it was meant in a mean way.
The exact same. It could be Aubrey could have hold this cup, this glass, and she could drop it, and 4 other contestants could drop that same glass, same whole scenario, but Aubrey will talk her way out of it very well. I don't mean that she's an excuse type of person, because obviously I really like what she does on the show, but she's
a smooth talker.
She's very good at selling her point, and that's exactly what she was doing there. So we basically find out.
But Penn must have been so insulted, because I've heard him talk on his
I'm sure he's not a
podcast
fan of
and
hers,
everything.
but that's okay. You know, not everyone has to like each other. That's wonderful. I'm sure he was really
True
bad.
that.
I'm sure he was really not happy with her, huh? On that part.
Yeah.
It's
He kind of just
weird.
went, okay, I'm smarter than you, and just sat back. You know, he wasn't
Because
gonna
she
entertain
loves
it.
him, and she's always complimenting him.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the one thing I did want to say. You know, I thought the character of insulting Arsenio and Teresa behind their back when they couldn't defend themselves was kind of hypocritical, just because we saw when she mentioned before.
Oh, but Aubrey loved you when she was
no,
here.
I like Aubrey, but I'm just saying, like, I look for inconsistencies. And
Girl,
and
it's very inconsistent.
and she said she really liked Penn because he showed really good character through the whole show. And she seems so based on character. But when push comes to shove, she didn't really show strong character by throwing people under the bus. But you know, they're playing a game, whatever. I don't really care.
Yeah, good. Okay, all right.
Either way, I'm
did you have something? I did want to
No, I
say
agree.
there was an original idea for Donald to give money to the winner, the team that he was most passionate about. Kind of as a shock to us all, he wasn't passionate about either team, playing off that whole idea like, oh, it could be this person or this person. You know, he does every week. So he gives $10,000 to each of the teams.
Yeah, I
for
thought
all of
that
their
was
charities.
Or each person.
Each person.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, each person on the team. So they're all sort of a winner. That means Teresa's charity got money, $10,000.
Arsenio.
Everybody, every single person who's still, and I don't know
Yeah,
that.
Penn got to go home with something.
I think that's incredible. I like that about Donald. It was a moment, so he's definitely like good for TV and making a moment. But he's got the money, so do it.
Yeah.
That was very cool.
But Aubrey's team does win, and we don't see the World War II, which we thought we were going to see, because they sure did tease it on NBC. Like, we're going to watch the show anyway. Why do you got to do all that?
And you know, I thought Teresa and Arsenio did a great job at just kind of holding it in the boardroom, because
Yeah,
they
but-
could have easily
Who?
Arsenio could have easily win.
Teresa looked
The second Eric
complicated.
said, "Yeah, well, you said this was a
Complexed.
one-man show, or one-man."
But that's what you do
A
as a
one-man
team.
team.
You stick by your team. You don't throw them under the bus.
Not on Celebrity Apprentice, Alina Akram.
Well,
They
yeah,
did
apparently
a
not,
great
'cause
job.
Aubrey-
I mean, they really held it.
They did.
Together.
They did. And I think
I don't
they knew.
know.
I think they knew they didn't really have to throw too much out there, because it was Aubrey's whole project. So if they did lose, they just kind of knew she would go home by default. So I don't think they really felt the need to kind of make it look worse.
Which is
for her.
smart on their end, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, rather why pick a fight with her if you're, especially Arsenio. He was the leader in one task, and she outshined him, or okay, for sake of argument, she overpowered him or whatever. So he knows how she works. Just be quiet. If you don't like her that much, let her go home. You know. But obviously she won, so good. You know, luckily that worked out in her favor. But then the other team, Clay, I thought was gonna go home.
Yeah.
I thought was gonna go home.
I thought Penn was. I just.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I just had a gut feeling that Penn was going to go, because, you know, as much as it's like Clay approves an idea, the idea is usually what gets the most criticized, not the person approving it. Like when we saw with the printing with Patricia, she, you know, her printing was approved for Aubrey's task, which was like this logo was too small, and Aubrey approved it, but Patricia went home. So I think that's the pattern that we've seen.
Right.
Is that the person who actually isn't who chooses to do it gets in trouble.
And-
The project manager doesn't seem to take it for them.
And I feel like Penn was very involved in the creativity and everything. He took over the whole task, if you ask me. So
Yeah.
Which, going back to the very beginning with what you said, it was odd that he wouldn't step up and do this.
Well, I
because it was
kind of-
just between the two of them. Either one of the two
Yeah.
had to do it
Yeah.
because it was really their turn. And so I thought, it's like, what was that a strategy? What?
yeah, maybe
Well,
he
Because I don't think it worked.
Here's where Penn can't.
Because if Penn would have been project manager, I'm sorry, Ronnie.
No,
If
you're
Penn
fine.
would have been project manager, I don't think he would have been fired.
But it still would have been all of his ideas. So I think he might
Well,
have gotten
here's
fired.
what
Well,
troubles
I
me.
don't know. He might have-
Your defense in the boardroom cannot be, well, yes, the idea was mine, but he approved it, which is already kind of suspect. Like, that's already, wait, real quick, let me just finish this.
Yeah.
That's already like, I don't really like that defense. But then furthermore, Clay called him out and said, oh, well, he actually said he didn't feel comfortable, so he sort of told me to do it. So that is where I felt like Penn lost.
Yeah,
And we like
yeah.
Penn. Penn is really a brilliant guy, but
Yeah, I think Penn should have defended
He
himself a little
is.
bit by throwing Clay under the bus with the.
you like the throwing under the bus.
Yeah, that's my turn tonight.
That's the
I
theme
have a feeling I'm
tonight,
going to get hit
period.
by a bus when I go home.
Oh my
Don't
gosh,
say
she's so
that.
negative.
Oh
the
my
theme.
gosh,
It's
don't
just the
say
theme.
that. Don't say that.
But Penn should have brought. I mean, I like Clay and I like Penn. I like Penn a little bit more than Clay, but I really like Clay. But I think if Penn would have maybe thought ahead, he should have highlighted the fact that Clay turned down the idea for a takeaway.
Yeah,
He should have just like jammed
right?
that home to Trump, but he didn't. Maybe he
My
forgot.
thing-
That wasn't major.
Yeah.
That would have
Major
been
marketing
way
tool for
better
the other
defense.
Yeah, he
team.
should have, instead of that whole like he approved it thing.
I know you guys get where I come from with a lot of my statements, but I really feel like at the end of the day, Penn shows that he's like, okay, time to go, Mr. Trump. Thank you. Really want to win, but thank you. Whereas Clay, you see the passion, and I just feel like Donald is just thinks like all of us, and is like, well, damn it, I'm keeping Clay. Like,
Yeah.
I just never appreciate that.
Yeah, and I did like this time though that Donald Trump didn't really coddle Diana as much as he had in the past. I mean, he
That's
still
true,
did.
because he kept saying, I want to fire you.
Yeah.
I want to fire Diana. And we're all like,
But do it. No.
Why am I getting the soft spot for Diana? I really am.
I like Diana
No,
too, but
I
at this
like
point,
her.
it's like, you know,
I
we
just
get
give her
it.
so much credit for having to get crapped on every single week, and she really has been.
She wears crap well.
well, but I think Clay, I think Clay said it well tonight. And this is what you had said something about this, and I wanted you to bring it up.
I will. Clay. Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I was gonna say, I didn't remember if you wrote it down.
I did. Well, you told me to. You tell me to write. You say jump. I'd say how high, Kimlai. I say how high, Kimlai.
Oh, you go so high, Ronnie.
That's gonna be on loop. EatinAsian.com. Listen. So I don't like, and I liked Clay's defense the whole time, but I don't like the way he was going at Diana and saying, I was on the other team and I constantly seen how bad Diana was. And now that I'm on this team, I'm starting to get it. This is not the exact quote because, we're watching the show live. But I didn't like that. I didn't love it. But I guess he has to defend himself. But I didn't love it. You don't have a problem with it?
No, because I think we took it in two different ways. Because he was having to explain why he would bring the two people back, and he didn't bring back Lisa, obviously.
Astonishing,
so it has to be Penn, because he had the ideas, and then his explanation for Diana was, there was really nothing wrong with her in this task, However, he had to pick two. So Diana was the second, and his reasoning being, well, if I were to go back, this is one time where I will go back and look at the history of some of the things that she has done. And she is pretty inconsistent. She is aloof. He called her aloof. And so he didn't really see that until this task. So it kind of went, boop, light bulb. Oh my gosh. So all the things they had been saying about Diana up until then, and he's going to use that as his own.
Yeah, and he's basically
defense.
saying she's not going to be as valuable coming.
Correct. And you have to have that mindset now in the game because there's so few people.
Right.
And she is a little, gosh, and I don't know. I don't want to say it's a language barrier, but what did he call her?
He called her slow, but he
but
knew
used a
he
word,
wasn't trying.
But it was a big word.
Well,
and Diana was just like,
I don't think it's the language
I don't think
barrier.
she got
She just
it.
doesn't have the right ideas.
what did she
Or
say?
at the
Don't
right
sit on
time,
my
at
peanuts, or don't.
They're
Oh,
break-
no.
don't
It was
break my
supposed
peanuts.
to be don't bust my balls, I think, something like that. And it was don't bust my peanuts.
Well, we know who she's sleeping with, someone with really small balls.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! And
So
then
there you
she
go.
said something
There's
else
your
too.
exclusive.
But
Donald has small
I
balls?
just
What?
think, no.
Rumors.
I just think that some people are really good at coming up with ideas quickly, like Lisa, Aubrey, Penn, and she is a little late to the table.
Yeah.
It's okay, and even if she was or wasn't, that could be disputed.
was
on,
his reasoning.
Yeah, that could be
So it's like,
disputed
oh.
on who likes her work or not. But
And Clay did cite an example, and he said, she came up with that idea to have like a nude photo. So some of her,
that was a really good defense by Clay. I will give him that because that is a great way to get her ass gone.
Right.
Like,
You guys, they were the only ones that not only had the cologne, they had the tie.
They did have the tie, which I thought was smart because I actually thought that when I was watching, I thought, I would incorporate his tie into this.
I
Somehow.
can't believe there wasn't more mention of that.
And then they did that, and I thought that was
That
smart.
was smart.
I think I want to buy a tie through AfterBuzz's website, through Amazon. Is kind of.
See, I don't think it'd be cheesy. What, does Donald Trump have his ties on Amazon? Just kidding.
I'm not certain. We'll research
don't
that
think
after
that
the
would be
break.
cheesy.
But that's kind of how it wraps up. We'll do a commercial break. I did want to ask one question. If you could bring one cast member back, because we were looking at the opening of the show, and all these people we forgot who were on the show. You were like, oh my gosh, I forgot the Gotti chick was even on the show. I know what her name is. I was just calling her the Gotti chick.
Victoria.
So my question, and we'll answer this when we get back from commercial break, is who would you bring back? Just as Donald does little shakeups. That's my question for you and of course our iTunes people as well. Commercial break time, Celebrity Apprentice, the after show.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds. like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Hello and welcome back. We are binging it. We are doing it AfterBuzz style. Celebrity Apprentice. We are recapping it. iTunes people, we love you. We are showing you support. Thank you for downloading us and taking you on your ride to work. Maybe you work out listening to our voices. It's all so crazy. And if you are watching us on YouTube, we love you as well. You always see me go on my YouTube account and talk with you guys. Real quick, I was on my phone. If you're listening on, watching us on YouTube, and I was going through the AfterBuzz new affiliate program, which is our Amazon banner, and you could click on that and buy a lot of things. The thing I'm thinking I need to buy, you guys, is a phone, because this is like a Samsung Android, which is from like 1998. But that was just me thinking about what I need to buy. Anyways, let's jump into some news for Celebrity Apprentice.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Alina, what do you have?
Well,
accents are fun. Sorry, I was still going to where what
Let's
I would
do it.
How
I'll do this
how I would
one.
talk in Trump's the big
Because
tower.
of the gold.
Yeah, I would talk like that. I would talk like that the whole day. What is the news, Alina Akram? It's so fun.
apparently Aubrey and Arsenio are still going at it because they've been tweeting some things about themselves. Aubrey tweeted, "First I was a whore, then self-righteous, now I'm a bossy bitch. These are names insecure men run through in the presence of a strong women, and I can't read." And then Arsenio tweeted, "Keep your friends close and your enemy closer." And he tweeted a picture of him and Aubrey.
Oh, I love it.
Yep.
Juicy.
That is sort of clever by Arsenio.
Yeah.
What was really funny is
saying it
she's a
without saying
huge
it.
fan. This is not a shocker. Huge fan of Coming to America, and he was in Coming to America, and they played that like 4 times on VH1 this weekend. I'm just wondering if she caught it. I just thought that was funny. Like, is she still watching it, or is she like
Shut it off.
forever?
And also Aubrey's everywhere. She's on Ryan Seacrest
Yes,
tomorrow, Jay Leno, because she has a new single.
Yeah, the new single is available April 23rd on iTunes worldwide. It's called Wrecking Ball. And the most interesting thing about the whole podcast generation, obviously, we love it because the connection is there. I would say like 2 or 3 of the Aubrey Twitter, like they have one like Aubrey O'Day's Army or whatever. There's like 3 or 4 of them out there.
They should send them to Afghanistan.
What?
Oh my gosh.
There's a joke. They all tweeted me this information to make sure that we told everybody. So those Aubrey fans are pretty hardcore. I thought I was hardcore, but they are definitely hardcore
We're
as
getting
well.
comments tonight.
Another bit of news. Another bit of news. I know, Kristen, you do it. She bings it. Another bit of news. Obviously, I thought my prediction was Teresa Giudice was going to go home today because she was going to walk off the NBC show and premiere her Bravo connection, NBC Bravo show today. The show premiered today,
Tonight.
correct?
Tonight.
Okay.
And she actually.
Is she the star of that show?
Yes.
Oh, there's like 4 or 5 stars.
I know, but there's
Yes.
always a star. Aubrey
She
was the
stands
Danity
out.
Kane star.
Yeah.
I think Teresa's the star for sure.
Yeah.
Really?
I only knew of her, and as far as first reaction, and that Danielle, the
Yeah, she's a
And
goner.
Oh,
Danielle's
she's not
gone.
on there no more.
I would have liked to see
Didn't
Danielle
Donald
on
talk
foot.
about that a little on today's show? He goes, "You got mad at that one girl, and she's gone."
Yeah, and he called her the one girl, so I'm sure that made her really happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Teresa is actually she was having a party tonight for the.
Oh, were you invited?
I was, but I turned it down because I had AfterBuzz.
She could be here.
Oh, okay.
But she's having a party, and it's to premiere her, Housewives show. But she did say that she would much rather watch her Apprentice show than the Housewives. So, yeah, at the party.
Wow.
But it was the focus of Celebrity Apprentice. But I'm sure she's going to turn on another TV and watch. Because she said, I haven't seen it, and I would rather see this over the Housewives.
Well, and she's always going to be on the Housewives show, and NBC's bigger than Bravo, and
Yeah.
it's just a smart thing to say.
Right.
All
And
right.
She's dealing with a lot of drama this season on the Housewives, you guys. So tune in.
Is she?
I'm excited to watch
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Her husband's facing 10 years in jail. She's at odds with her cousin, sister-in-law,
Sister-in-law.
brother-in-law, friends.
Yeah. Sweatingthesmallstuff.com
that
for
is the
sure.
big
Big
stuff.
stuff.
Kristen.
You're right. Okay, did you have any other news?
Well, just wanted to talk about Paul since Paul.
All right, we love
left last
Paul.
week.
What happened?
Well, he was on the Wendy Williams, which I don't know why they always go to Wendy Williams for AfterBuzz. They must have like a deal.
AfterBuzz?
Yes.
They come here first. That's right. That's exclusive. I didn't know.
We get them first. Yes.
So Panda's gonna be showing up soon. Got it.
After Apprentice, I mean, it's the A that gets me. And he said to Wendy Williams that he was not devastated by going home at all. He was actually filming his reality show at the same time that he was filming this, so he was really, really, really exhausted.
Yeah.
So he was actually relieved, and so when she said, "Were you ready to go home?" he said, "Yes, big time." And then he just went on to explain how grueling it was, and that he really liked Lisa Lampanelli, and you know, whatever. That's basically it.
Yeah.
You guys, I can't believe I thought he lived here in California.
I did
in
too,
Orange
though.
County.
I thought he was a la Sandra Bullock's ex. What's his name? Jesse James. I thought he was in that little the West Coast Long Beach, not
greaser look,
yeah.
like that SoCal greaser.
And there's
kinda
so
like,
many people in Orange County that look like that.
Yeah.
I'm shocked he said Lisa of all people that he really liked.
Yeah. Well, he didn't. I mean, he just said when they
That's
asked
just so
about
random.
him, he said even though he defended Lampanelli, and he just said, honestly, I like her. She's a really good person.
I'm sure he was just like trembling because he was talking to Wendy Williams, who looks like an Amazon woman. And speaking of Amazon, go to AfterBuzzTV.com.
Oh my God, you are going to drive people away.
Wow. Yeah.
No, but actually, I'm
We
joking.
pushed that a
I'm
bit.
joking because I love Wendy Williams. I really like her stuff. But that's cool.
She's an Amazon woman.
But I actually got that from you because I actually like Wendy, but I got that from you, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. Just your essence. Kristen's essence gave that to me. All right, that wraps up news and our views. So let's do
Who would we bring back?
Debbie Gibson.
I knew you were going to say that.
I don't know
Are
why
you
that even
kidding?
happened.
Wow.
Because I really miss one thing, and that's I'm the
her
goofiest,
singing?
silliest person, and I'm all about me, and I love me. Everyone's laughing at me, and I'm
just wanna hear
still
her
smiling.
sing.
No, it's what I just said. The fact that everyone could think she's ridiculous, and she still smiles. I miss that.
Yep. And she still sings, too.
And she still sings.
Of course, she's not going nowhere.
She'll do a nose ad, like a Kleenex ad, like nobody's business. She is unapologetically Debbie Gibson,
Yep.
and I love that.
Yeah.
I would.
Go ahead.
I'd bring back Victoria Gotti because I didn't get to see enough of her. I was expecting some drama.
See,
Victoria.
I was thinking Victoria too because I did want to see more of that, the mafia type stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you go to New York, you'll see enough of it. Or my house. I think I would bring back, of course, I don't want to be obvious, but Adam Carolla. He did not have enough time to shine. He's a smart guy who gets it. And I think he would have gotten the job done a lot more times if they gave him the opportunity.
I wonder in another life
he's
if
funny.
you two met.
We
at a
were one
different-
zygote, actually, I
That's
feel
what I'm
like.
thinking.
And then I just floated off to my mother, and he floated off to his mother. That's creepy.
Let's do AfterBuzz predictions for Celebrity Apprentice.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
The lights are shining in the AfterBuzz studio. Thank you to our YouTube people for watching us. Kimlai looks wonderful, as does Alina and Kristen as well. I'm working on it. My prediction is, gosh, there's just so much. I feel like Clay continuously is a strong competitor, so we'll see a lot of good stuff out of him. If the teams get to merge, it'll be. No, because they're not going to put Clay with Arsenio, and they're not going to put Lisa with Aubrey, because those are too tight. So it's going to be like...
Or that could actually be exciting,
Wouldn't
though,
that
if
be
they
fun?
go head-to-head, though, if they get angry at each other.
So it's a I want prediction. That's what I want to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we now have teams. We have alliances.
3-3.
We're getting to alliance mode, which is actually interesting. So if you're not in alliance, you'll probably go home. Like Teresa's not really an alliance. Maybe she'll hug up under Aubrey and Lisa.
Yeah.
And then Arsenio will team up with Clay. And who else is there? Oh, Diana. Diana's gonna be
I
with
predict
Donald.
Diana's going home. Oh, it's about time. Am I stealing all your?
Yes.
Sorry.
Well, we saw in the previews that she's project managing, and it looked kind of scary, whatever they showed of what she was doing, and everyone is ganging up on her again. And I think this time she's not going to be able to escape the bullet.
Even
just
with
want
her
them to-
beauty.
Even with
I
her
just
beauty.
want them to give her a chance. Like, they just hate her so much that every word that comes out of her mouth is already looked at as like, oh, you dumb Diana. Like, I just wish we could get over that, but I don't think in the show we're going to.
Yeah.
I think
Alright.
either Lisa or Diana's gonna go.
Lisa or Diana?
Yeah, they're going to have like a battle.
Lisa's
I think
ready.
it's definitely gonna be one of the two for next week.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you guys. I had a fun time talking on this panel. Obviously, you know that Kristen is from Don't Sweat the Small.
No, stop saying don't.
Sweat the small stuff.
Thank you.
Have a massive heart attack.
Because
Okay.
you don't want me to come across as like a good person.
Gotcha. And your Twitter, where can we follow you?
Follow me at Kristen Carney, KRISTENCARNEY. And if you go to my blog, sweatthesmallstuffwithkristen.com, please click the like button on Facebook, and then it will bring you to Amazon. I'm just kidding.
Oh, all right. And creator of Eating Asian?
Yes, you can follow me at Kimlai Yingling and go to YouTube, like my stuff. And since we're like pushing, go to eatnation.com Facebook.com/Eating
Oh, you're
Asian.
really getting blonde over there.
I'm like, what? It's getting late.
The blonde Asian.
Just go like it everywhere.
And who has to wake up at about 12:45 in the morning?
about 10 minutes.
In
I'm
10
I
gonna
was
minutes.
just going to say, it's 12:45. You are late, girl.
Alina Akram, entertainment producer and blogger, and just a cute girl that works here at AfterBuzz and does a great commentary.
So nice, Ronnie.
Where can we follow you?
Follow me at _Alina23, ALINA23.
All right, cool. And if you want to follow me, of course, you always follow AfterBuzz TV, but you can follow me at Ronnie Jr Media, Ronnie Jr Media, and we do want to
And tell a
appreciate.
friend.
Yeah, tell a friend. Tony Rocha,
Thank you
tell
so
your
much,
friend.
Tony. Shout
He's got
out.
1.2 million
Chris,
friends
thank
that he
you
needs to
guys.
tell.
Chris Mingy on Twitter, thank you for telling your friends, and also to all the Aubrey O'Day Army people,
Yep.
thank you for telling your fans, and for Adrian, who does our, is always on the chat for AfterBuzz, tell a bunch of friends too. All right, we're out of here, Celebrity Apprentice. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bing, bing, bing.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you
later.
later. Let's jump some.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.